Good afternoon, good evening, good night, good morning, depending on where you are. We're here today to cover the finals of the SMB3R Randomizer tournament here at SpeedGaming Live. I am F. Coughlin, alongside here with the one, the only, Big John.
You know, it's not too many times in my life that I get to co-commentate a game like this by the person who made the game. I mean, well, he's not Miyamoto and all, but I mean, he made the randomizer amongst other projects. So how does it feel to see your product being demonstrated by just thousands of people? Yeah, there are literally thousands of people here, okay? You know?
It's absolutely amazing. It's really cool seeing, a whole community come together around, playing video games, having fun, and doing this. So it's been an absolute blast getting to see it. And you've got here two of the absolute top players of SMB3 Randomizer. These two have fought their way through. They were the top two seeds in the bracket in the first place. Even played each other earlier in the tournament, with Proa taking a 2-1 victory there. And then otherwise, they pretty much have been fighting their way tooth and nail through, and now here in the grand finals.
Yeah, and of course, this is going to be our best of three again here. And of course, if for some reason MaCobra wins, apparently we'll go to a final showdown between the two of them. So
correct. A one-game playoff to determine it all if MaCobra wins out of the losers bracket here to make it 1-1. So it should be an exciting matchup here starting in just a moment.
Yep. So again, this is it. This is it. The grand finals. These two have done it, and I'm excited. We've seen so many game three, forced game threes in this tournament. From every round. Even the one you just saw. And so here we go with them as well. And I'm really hoping for a game three as well.
Yeah, there's been a ton of good action here. It's been a lot of fun. Looks like the runners are just about to get started here. And let's see what world they start in. Oh, it's starting in World 1.
And you rolled this seed, didn't you?
Yeah, I may have had to do that, yes.
A World 1. Yeah, thanks, man. But anyway, here we go. We've got one of our not-so-delightful force to start off here. Of course, not too bad, even though we're little.
It can definitely give me some tricky stuff here. You got MaCobra taking the top route there, trying to clip through, but unfortunately that was just catching the thwomp. Pro is taking the bottom half there to be able to grab the power-up down underneath, and then quickly working things out here. This level 1, there's only one fort, and it's blocking the door to the castle, so they just need to take that out quickly, and then meander their way slowly over to the castle and try to help the king.
Yeah, I kind of love these pretty linear routes here. Not too much work to figure out how to get through. Of course, one of our beta stages here.
Yeah, this is one that was included. It happened to be in the code. It just was this random flat stage which has some scrolling background there and a few enemies, and usually not too bad, but sometimes the enemy placement can be a little bit tricky.
Yeah, especially the fire thing right at the end of it. So
oh yeah,
can't just hold right and run, So here we go. We got our 2-1 here in our first world here, and Cobra getting the power up, trying to get big now for once. And the biggest threat here is just kind of random enemies. Once you kind of get going, life is okay.
Yeah, so I mean, sometimes you can take advantage of the speed struts that you normally see from vanilla SMB3, and you can get through some of the levels, and then you come running along, and maybe there's a Paragoomba that comes up and just knocks you out completely. So, in this case, the worst enemy there was a Cheap Sheep that was going to be following you around. So if you did slow down, you were going to have trouble.
Yeah. So our first hand brother of the match here, and you
gotta
love when that happens.
That was a beautiful kill there, getting both at the same time and taking a star home. The prizes are shuffled among all the Hammer brothers, so we'll still see all the prizes potentially that you'd normally get, but in this case they get a star.
Yep, and even though they have a slightly different terrain there, but again, same thing there, and Cobra is flying through this now. This World 4, taking one of the longest airships in the game and making it a pretty short one.
Yeah, one nice thing about and a single hit point kill there for MaCobra, taking that down. But one of the exciting things about this is, taking the auto scrollers out of these ships. Now you're able to, do speed strats like that, where you can actually, in that case, if you get P speed, you can clear that stage in like almost no time. Whereas if you can't pull up the P speed, like I can't, you take still a bit longer because you still have to go through the bottom.
Yeah, definitely a nice thing to have there, and MaCobra getting about a 2.5-minute kill there. Very, very close between our players. Both our players on the king screen there, and off to really World 2 is 2.
I swear I randomized it.
And we have the first stage of the game all of a sudden kicking off World 2.
Huh. Well, I mean, think about it. I've got a sunny disposition here, so just wanted to.
Oh, it hurts.
Well, we got the two runners going through here. There's about 11-second difference between them, so we can just ignore the puns that way. Sweep the clouds away.
It is. Okay.
They're trying to figure out how to get to Bowser Street.
Oh boy. So here we go. Oh, watch out now.
This is the infamous Boss Bass, you know, one of the most fun enemies here in Randomizer to have chasing you around. This stage isn't so bad. Apparently it's still a little bug where sometimes you get a second Boss Bass on this stage. I have to figure out why that happens and decide whether or not I want to continue to allow that. Feature, fair enough, it's feature.
Remember? That's right. I mean, who doesn't want more Boss Bass? I mean,
good point. And this level is actually a pretty linear level here. The pipe is over there near the end. It's ladder blocked. Oh, sorry, wrong game. I swear. No, it's definitely key blocked. So we'll see how things go here. But MaCobra taking that leaf as Boss Bass has now reared his ugly head yet again. So that way he can get over the segment there of having to create the note blocks. With Proa coming along very close behind here.
Yeah. Pretty simple there. Pretty simple movement there, and this is generally pretty nice so far.
Yeah, this hasn't been
I'm not sure why it's so nice, but I mean, I'm sure our players don't mind.
No, this has been a pretty good, you know, few levels here. I mean, the thing that they usually try to get some fast times here on these, and you know, in this case it just means that they're playing a lot of stages to get through. Oh, and those fire nippers tried to snipe them there.
Yeah, that's one of the good things about this person, because, you know, fire nippers normally in vanilla are just in one single stage. So it's nice to have them to kind of be almost anywhere now in these kind of overhead action stages.
Well, your definition of nice may differ from those of other people who play this game.
Hey, I'm just... So, more Starman here, making this little pathway not too much of an issue.
This isn't actually that bad of a... Fortunately, that's not too bad of a stage there, especially having the star there to take things through, having the tail there to make the climb just a little bit faster, and then being able to stand on top of the block there to get the orb as soon as possible.
And, I know that feeling. You push up when you're running, and I have to have it way too much. And suddenly you're in the door. But yeah, there's normally a door there. It's more visible by the coin outline from the P-switch.
That's right. For some reason, in my mind, I always thought that was a door that only appeared on the P-switch, but apparently not.
It's always there, yeah. Yeah, see, it's big hand people. When we always push up when you press right, we know it way too well, so.
Fair enough. Interesting here. So MaCobra went up. He checked the Hammer Brother there to get an item, but yet Proa just went straight for the stage here. So wonder if we're seeing a little bit of gambling here in terms of trying to skip those Hammer Brothers.
Yeah, I mean, it's the finals, you know. Do you gamble, try to get that advantage early, or sometimes don't pay off, though?
Yeah, well, I mean, you never know. Sometimes you'll get lucky there and get a hammer or something. Sometimes it will, as you said, potentially backfire.
Yeah, so here we go. Our quick kill here for another star. Takes a little rest here on top of the cloud there.
Remember by Proa there going in with the star into that stage. You don't know what the environment's going to be like, and it can be anything there. MaCobra taking the fast path through the first airship here by bouncing off of a bullet to go up top. Again, something you don't really get the chance to do in the vanilla game.
And, there you go, 4-hit thick there. That takes care of the second world from MaCobra, and just behind is Proa at about 6 minutes and 57, 8?
Yeah, something like that. It was about 6:57 wand grab there. And Proa here about to grab this wand at 7:09. So we have a 12-second difference still. They really have kept the exact same pace here through World 2. Very exciting.
Yeah, and this is just game one of a potential 3 here. You know, whoever wins this is not just some regular races. This is the grand championship finale, whatever word that makes it sound like it's the end. Race here, you know? So, starting off in our World 6 map is our third world here, and we got a forced hand stage here. No way but to do this one, and don't want to miss that jump over, but of course the star is a nice little, you know, gift for messing up.
Yeah, fortunately not too bad there. So here comes, it's going to be a music block. So all 3 of those hand stages will be music blocks. So, okay. Well, exists, and maybe you take it towards the end if you think you're gonna, you know, want to not fight a couple of hammer bros.
Yeah, definitely for the latter part of the game, because, you know, the beginning, you know, inventory is not the best, really. You know, so if you can pick up a chance to get a hammer or something really quick from a hammer bro, you definitely want to play it for now.
One of my favorite stages as a kid because it had the Tanuki suit that you could access.
Oh, yeah, the secret pipe there.
Yeah, I always took that. I still even in Randomizer, if I have a tail there, will duck my head in there. You're not guaranteed to get the Tanuki. It can be almost anything. I mean, it could be a hammer suit.
Yeah.
It could be something else.
Double hammer bro with the dead there. Got a nice little Juggums cloud. Yeah. We'll see how that comes in play a little bit later here. And of course, there's a fort there, another fort. What is on that right side there? There's a lock.
And the bridge there is out up to the top. That used to be a guaranteed bridge being out, but no longer guaranteed in this version of the randomizer. Just happened to fall that way. Oh, wow. Wow.
Hey, let's make it even easier, man. We can get through 3 worlds in under 9.5 minutes here.
Yeah, but I don't know if you noticed, Proa doesn't have that hammer. That was the one hammer brother that MaCobra got. So that's going to potentially...
That's a big swing there, because this is... Ooh, boy. That's so interesting. If you watch the previous match, you know, Hammer's literally deciding the race, and again, Hammers are swinging it into the advantage of MaCobra right now.
I mean, it could go both ways. You still don't know. It's possible that Pro will find something here in 6 that will you know, help him out in the future.
Yeah, MaCobra may never even see it all.
We'll have to see, but that definitely gives MaCobra a really strong edge here in the early going. As we now hit the 10-minute mark, 3 worlds done, and we're going off to, let's see, where we're going. World 5.
5, eh?
All right. 2 forts so far. Ooh.
So, we haven't seen 5-3 in a while. Gotta go left, and then we gotta go right. And we gotta get hit.
Uh-oh, and Proa found the infamous stage known in the community as Atlantis, because it's one of the lost levels from underwater. It's an auto-scroller.
Yeah, see, you can't appreciate how bad that stage is until you actually play it completely through. So if you ever see it, play it once, so you can experience and know your frustration.
It's actually a very fun stage to play if you're not in a speedrun.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, it scrolls right, down, up. It's like a contra code basically in the scrolling direction. You know.
Yeah, as I said, it's a fun one to play through once. I mean, again, in a speedrun it frustrates. Yeah, most people will elect alternate pathways if they discover it, but
yeah, it's something. But don't take our word for it, you know. So here we go. He's going to have to build a bridge here, obviously, because there's no other way across. So he's going to play this first fort here. Dipping into one of our World 6 forts here.
Yeah, with the shuffle, I've been seeing a lot more with World 5 cases like this where you have to end up building the bridge in order to continue now, which has been a nice little side effect of the new changes in 1.3 where now you can move the forts around, and I added a couple more things to the pool.
You just had to do that, didn't you? He's always keeping us on our toes with new and sometimes not desirable things. But,
I gotta keep it exciting for you, you know? I mean, think about it. If you just keep playing the same thing over and over, it gets boring.
Imagine a static randomizer there. There you go. So there we go. So let's say we got 3 levels in a row plus a hammer brother in his route. So
they had to take the reverse pipe there, the paradox pipe up to the to the clouds.
I don't think MaCobra wants to see the stage anymore today.
Oh gosh.
He has. Poor guy.
For those who don't know, back in one of the matches there during the semifinals, we're not going to spoil too much because, you know, if you want to go back and watch it, you're welcome to. But let's just say this was one of the hand levels in World 8 in one of his matches, and he encountered it an incredibly large number of times trying to get past it. As I said, I'll let you go back and watch it yourself just to see what happened. But
man, to admit a lot of this lag you just saw there, man, that's impressive. Nice sounds. And look who's the exit crew there.
So not doing too bad here. I mean, Pro's about maybe 2 stages back here at this point. So it's still, I mean, it's still not an insurmountable lead at all. He had a great World 6 without a hammer there to be able to go and finish it. So.
Yeah, definitely.
As I said, these are 2 of the top runners that you will see for this game. So seeing both of them coming along here and play this is just incredible to watch.
Yeah, Cobra can't go for the speed stress there. We got that falling Koopa there. And
maybe if he jumped it just right. The problem is you just don't know who's going to be there.
Yeah, that's for sure.
That's a falling Spiny. You just, yeah, you're dead.
Yeah. So up to the upper path, Proa goes now. And let's see what the stage is. And man, we just can't get rid of our ice levels here.
All clustered together here. So this is the 6-5. You still need to get in the flag set that you're seeing here. You still need to get the tail here in order to be able to
now
fly
look now. You can slip out of the game, but ain't no cape in Zelda 1 now.
And it's, well, there's a cape in Zelda 3, right? There's that, it doesn't let you fly, but there's a cape there. It kind of works.
Are these like subtle references to things you're thinking about adding in here, you know?
I believe the 5th.
We're doing cape pump in future versions of Mario 3 Rando. I can't wait for that.
Oh, dang, you were supposed to be.
Oh! Nom nom on the dome piece there. So he's going to have to start back over on that forward. Meanwhile, Koba's just one hammer brother away from our next fortress. There's that double kill again.
And getting a hammer as a prize off of that.
Yeah, so as long as that hammer brother's in the same general area, Pro should hopefully get that same one as well. Let's hope.
And we got the good old World 2 airship here, which you can, with the P-Wing like MaCobra just used, you can fly over the top there, skip having to dodge around all those bullets there.
So let's see, Roy is not, wow, Roy, are you even trying?
No.
Doesn't get much easier than that to kill that Koopa there, and that's half of the game there for MaCobra, as far as stages are concerned.
Proa taking the nice job there to dodge all the plants there on the second pass has now cleared the stage, and only, again, about 3 stages behind right now with that, but that's still nothing here. We still haven't seen World 7. We still haven't seen World 3, really. There's still a bunch of places here, and then, of course, the infamous World 8 maze.
Yeah, good old World 8. So there's our hammer suit for Bowser, already given to us. So let's see how this one plays out. So we got interesting.
There's a chance that this stage will be an incredibly quick stage. There's, you know, the World 4 always has, if we get yet another hammer, World 4 always has that bridge missing at the end, so that way you have to go clear a fort in order to get through, and
yeah, plus we got 2 locks, so we got 3 in this level?
If there were 2 locks, yeah, there were 3. I missed the second lock there when I was looking at it. Oh,
yeah.
geez.
So now, heading through our 742 here, and not too bad. I mean, that's pretty good. I mean, even if it, well, okay. I mean, he can just deep boost to the next. The main thing is getting past that first long corridor.
Wow. That was really nice clear through that room.
So I wanted to turn the speedrun mode, even with randomized enemies, you know?
Like I said, we got 2 of the best here. So, Proa taking the shell up just in case, because you don't know what's up here. You know, it could be the munchers, it could be something else
look
up
at
here.
that. This
wow.
Free. No excessive work in World 3's map at all, so suddenly we're on the 5th airship.
No gambles at all needed whatsoever.
Yeah, so, but again, the thing is, Pro's going to have this exact same, you know, there was no items required to make this that short, so Pro can have the exact same thing as well.
Yeah, that'll work out really well here. So at least they'll stay reasonably close here. So I suppose I should ask you, since, you know, we have 3 and 7 left, which one's next?
You know, I'm still hoping for 7. I want 7 somewhere like in the middle, you know, because I just like World 7.
Yeah.
I've always, ever since the ability for pipes to be randomized on the map, I've just always been eager to see World 7. I just like the hunt to find it.
Oh yeah, no, that's a fun one. I mean, I'll say 3 because, well, 3 also has the maze. It's just got more stages and less pipes to maze through. Until I decide to mess that up at some point.
It's gonna add more pipes into all the levels and stuff.
Would I do that?
Just redesign the whole map itself, you know.
That might be a thought in the back of my head.
Ooh, that actually sounds kind of cool. Can you do that?
I probably could.
Oh, what can't you do,
guarantee-
man? You made like every randomizer out there, so you're good.
Well, I've only got 2 published, so that's not too bad.
World 7,
You
I'm
nailed
happy.
it. You got it, sir.
So World 7 starts off so far pretty linear, and of course we got one check here, and then after that we're gonna play some stages.
Okay, so
Or maybe we don't.
oh, MaCobra's got hammers.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
Literally free again here. Just get past our piranha stage, use a hammer, and we're just throwing them out here. Are we gonna have a possible sub 30 seed to start off game 1?
It's possible. I mean, you still have the 2 mazes coming up. Oh, there we go. Yep, so use the hammer and off to the boss.
You can't roll seeds anymore, man. They're making it so easy on them. Oh, that's right. Make them think they're doing well and have a nice easy season.
Then we have World 8. You still haven't seen World 8 yet.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, MaCobra just literally just go right, deboost when needed, and just keep on going, and eventually we'll get to the end. And
Pro probably won't have
Ooh.
the.
Oh! I thought he was a top level runner. I tell you. But he's all good, yeah. Unfortunately, it was a stun lock, thick one, and of course, off from your jump time isn't that gigantic hitbox.
Yeah, Ludwig's just one of the biggest ones there, and is a giant pain to deal with in terms of trying to survive that fight. Sometimes the hitbox can really mess you up.
But no threat now.
Oh,
all there for one hit too. Oh, that makes it feel even worse. So off-screen grab, gonna make up some frames here. And Pro are gonna get through this last section of 742 and.
Unfortunately, the way it broke down, Proa also fought the same hammer brother who had a hammer as a prize, so he'll be able to take the same quick path through 7 here, so he's not going to lose a lot of time on that front.
Don't call me Shirley. So here we go, and well, looks like we're going to have to do a little work here.
Oh yeah, you got 5 stages before you get to the first pipe, unless you had 2 hammers to spare, and I think MaCobra's only got 1 left right now. So.
Yeah. So nice little comfy stage here, and just kind of play them. And
take a nice damage boost there to get rid of the tail to maintain P speed, assuming the enemies allow you to.
Mm-hmm. So Pro's going to definitely have to play catch up here. And unfortunately, it's not much to really swing it because it's kind of almost straightforward right now. There's not many decisions to be made in the previous 2 stages and 2 worlds, and so Pro's going to have to probably hope for maybe some better luck, towards World 8 here. There's not much effort to really swing the race in these levels there.
I mean, level 7 here, World 3 is not necessarily going to be so bad, but you do have, don't forget, we still have the equalizer of World 8, having 4 fortresses in it, and any one of them, might need to break just one of them in order to get to the end. Maybe you need 3 or 4, maybe you need none.
Yeah. Oh, now he doesn't want to deboost. Like, really? Trying to impress us with his dodging skills. Alright, so Pro is going to hop into World 6. And pretty sure World 6 as long as he got that hammer, which you just saw him get. And there we go. Our fast airship here. No issue.
The thing is, I still actually prefer having the auto-scroller with the airship because it makes the jumps faster for me, or easier for me.
Oh, yeah, I understand what you mean by that. But I don't like it. No.
That's fair. Don't forget, I'm not a speedrunner of this game. I just mess
Everyone's
it all
a
up for everyone.
speedrunner. Have you ever played this game with a timer? If so, you're a speedrunner.
I actually don't know if I've ever. Well,
That's just the rules of
Randomizer. Fair
speedrunning. If there's a timer running, if your watch is running, you're a speedrunner.
Fair enough.
That
I've never
works.
played the vanilla game though with a timer running though.
Oh boy, the whole community awaits you.
So Pro's closed the gap a little bit here. We're down to about a 2.5 minute gap as he grabs the wand at 21:59 here. So I was able to close that with a very clean World 7 there.
Look at there, MaCobra the impromptu bounces there. Kind of love it when it kind of works out in your advantage, Close your mouth. Oh, never mind.
Note to self: add boss bass to the water sections. Let me write that down.
This guy. He's literally reprogramming it from a doggone clipboard here.
You don't want them to know where my source code's hidden.
I'm pretty sure you've gotten some suggestions while you've been here about things to, you know, add in or enhance it a bit.
There's a couple of them that people suggested that I'm really thinking about potentially sliding in at some point here. So keep your eyes out for future versions, and you'll be seeing some fun.
Yep.
MaCobra taking the cloud there to go over 1-4 or 3-4 there to see if we can get to the end, figure out where.
Yeah, let's see. Definitely want to hope it's here. Oh, look at that.
And there it is.
So he's gonna. They working, man. Selling World 8 is next.
Yeah, World 8's up. Ludwig's ship here is the stage 2. Went for the clip. Unfortunately, could not get the appropriate pixel to get through there, but that doesn't cost too much time in the end here.
Yeah. So here we go. Last of the Koopa, and we got Wendy, who was, I think she might have been. She's not. And oh, that stinks. Oh,
and that's that for. Whew.
You know, when they're moving up and you're going down, especially when they're moving very fast up, that's scary because you could get pixeled and just take a death there. But fortunately, MaCobra's good, and off to World 8 he goes.
Grabbing the wand there, 23.53. So depending on how World 8 goes here, I mean, you could still easily see Proa come back on this one. You could see MaCobra possibly find that God pathing there and potentially even go for something closer to a sub 3. I think we might even have a hammer still. Not 2, but I might have 1.
Mm-hmm.
No hammers. I don't think there was a hammer suit, but I think we'll have to see how it goes here. And so they.
Oh.
Find the Navy on the first screen under the Navy icon. So
kind of shifted over a couple of blocks from its natural location.
Well, I mean, think about it. They're migrating for the fjords.
Okay, I get you. I get you. There's some kind of reasoning behind everything you do. I know.
But we won't see exactly which lock or bridge this Navy creates here. So we'll have to see what happens in terms of what gets unlocked. It's possible that could have unlocked the path to Bowser's Castle already. There's a whole bunch of pipes to look at here.
Yep. Oh boy. In we go, and there you go.
I got handed to MaCobra there.
You know, I'm not sure if our camera is me, but I'm literally writing boo on this. Oh my goodness. So anyway, here we go.
I'm sorry to subject you to such punishment.
It's okay. I got some Tylenol in my bag. I'm good.
Oh,
that's not going to be good. Well, I mean, you have to see. You don't know what's over there, and
you know that the pipes tend to block. That the locks. There's at least going to be something that's going to slow you down, trying to block a path to Bowser's Castle. So you have to try to break the locks and see what you can do there.
That is one busy screen there. It was a lock, then pipe, then fortress. And,
oh yeah.
And then another pipe, I think. And
yeah, we got a lot. That's a very busy screen here. So MaCobra here going to try to check out the rest here. Finds Super Tank.
No depths here.
So Proa ended up playing through the 3-4 that MaCobra clouded over, but will very shortly here find his way over to the Wendy ship.
Mm-hmm. Yep, we'll be together in World 8. Might be a little late, but we'll see what happens here. MaCobra's going to see if we can get something built or unlocked. It's not on that screen. Still haven't seen Bowser's screen yet.
Yeah, there's one random pipe still here missing somewhere that hasn't quite been found yet. So we'll see where that takes us here. Hoping that and that hand did not.
That's interesting.
I'm wondering if the pipe's at the top left corner of the dark maze.
It might be. We haven't seen that part. And Wendy is. Wendy was in flight there, and unfortunately, also is going to take Proa there and. So MaCobra got handed there, I believe, so he's going to
MaCobra trying to figure out what to do there. So definitely took a bit of a hand hug trying to get through there, whereas you got Proa here going through the World 7 with the hammer suit on, so.
Sometimes you're trying to do this World 8 maze, you kind of sometimes lose your direction when you have so many pipes to go check and you kind of forget what you're doing, and so he's on the other side. He has no cloud, so he's going to have to just play it. Fortunately, Nice, easy stage.
Yep, another one of the beta levels. This one is the infamous waterfall. I mean, it's probably one of the like betas of like one of the 7 stages, but it has the waterfalls in it, but they never put the enemies in, so it's just a nice swim up. Get a lot of reps, mashing the jump button. In my case, very slowly swimming up, because my mashing skills are not anywhere near good enough.
So there you go. So we can hopefully get a glimpse of either the upper part of the Dark Maze or Bowser screen, and the bridge to be built, and a convenient level right beside of it.
Here we go. Pro is coming into World 8 now, so went for it and did not quite get it.
You know what's nothing more disappointing than dying in Mario games when you're invincible? It just seems so wrong.
Mario seems to figure out a way to be able to swim on the lava while invincible, so.
Oh, he's not going for it this time. Cracks his skull open there.
Alright, so Proa here, having just completed the first one, and this could be a game changer. Depends what pipes that Proa takes.
It is, and this is going to be interesting here.
Back into the Dark Maze, finding the other pipes. Will this be the fort from MaCobra, or will we have to go find the 4th one?
Yeah.
That could actually make the difference here.
Well,
And that was it.
there it is.
MaCobra's got the hammer suit, so if he can survive the hell run here, he will take the 1-0 lead in the best of 3.
Gotta go for that clip.
If you get that clip, it can be some good stuff, but I've never gotten it.
Never. I'm sure you've got at least once.
You don't know how many times I've actually played this game, do you?
Well, as a developer of Randomizer, I'm sure you're a high-end tester and stuff, you know.
Oh,
Q&A, all that mess.
yeah, we'll go with that. So there's 2 paths potentially through the castle to get to Bowser, and normally speedrunners take the top path there, but we've randomized recently the fireball patterns in the final stages here, and the lasers. So you don't know which one's going to be more dangerous or less dangerous. Now there's a little bit of a strategy piece coming into play. Looks like MaCobra made it through.
There you go. So not quite a sub 30, but again, a pretty generally fast seed here, generally speaking.
Fortunately for our runners, Bowser's hitbox only extends for his top half. So basically, you could just sit there underneath him until I decide to figure out what it is and patch that.
I've been waiting for you to do that, honestly.
I know.
Just to randomize his hitbox, don't know what part of his body is vulnerable. Oh man, let's do it.
Yeah, but then you'll have the one point where it'll turn out, oh yeah, no damage to him. He won't damage you at all. You can just stand in the middle of him and do nothing there. But
oh yeah, let's do it. There we go. Bowser has fallen to his demise, and he'll never be seen in any other Mario game ever.
Never ever. Nope, he's completely melted to crisp right now.
Yep. So GG to MaCobra with a game 1 time of 31:06.
Well played. So MaCobra takes the the 1-game lead here in best of 3, so we still got 2 more exciting matches to come up here in a minute here. Hopefully, get some more interesting play. Get to see some more of the cool levels you didn't get to see in the first playthrough here.
Oh yeah.
I'm still looking forward to seeing the new the 1.6 beta essentially. I always love seeing the high runners get to try to go through and play that.
Yeah, it's always awesome to do that. I mean, you ever thought about adding in some custom levels into the randomizer?
That potentially could do something like that. I think it's just been more of a case of not wanting to, again, turn it into Mario Maker at that point. But I mean,
this would be like SD Mario Maker.
That's true.
You know?
Because there is no frog suit in Mario Maker for some reason. I still don't understand why they omitted such a required piece of history.
There's some things in life we're never going to get, and that's just one of them.
Until someone makes the Mario Maker randomizer. Not me, don't worry. Not me.
I was about to say.
Not me.
Don't worry, Nintendo will shut it down anyway, no, we can't have that. Too popular. There you go. Pro is off to Bowser, and
let's see if Proa can get through here. So we'll cheer Proa on here as using the star to get past the first 3. hammers there, our first 3 laser statues there. We'll see if what path Proa takes through the castle to the end, and see what fun madness we'll get. Maybe we'll get to see what the top half look like.
So since you redesigned these, what's your personal preference of paths? The upper path or the bottom path?
It's tough. I mean, I'm not really sure. I mean, I feel like it's, the lower path takes a little longer to get to, but here come the fireballs.
Look at that! Come on, man! Look at that! They're disappearing.
At least
on
one
us.
of them glitched out. We got you covered.
I'm never taking top path again, man. That was awful. Oh my Jesus!
Top path really isn't that. I mean, again, there could
You
be a
call
potential
that not that bad?
Well, sometimes it's bad. Sometimes
like
the bottom
4-on-1
path can
jump,
be
man.
worse.
Oh, you need a star in that level now.
Maybe I'll move a question mark block over to give you an option. Maybe. But then, of course, it'll turn out to just be a mushroom or something.
Should put an invisible Kaizo block there. Just to rub it in the face a little bit. Oh, you thought you had it, didn't you? Nope, got him.
Don't tempt me. That could be a fun little addition.
Random
Kaizo blocks.
Yes! Don't make it like in one location, but like a variable location sets. It could be like here, 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 or here.
Oh, yeah.
Man. I'll be watching your stream when you develop that, okay?
Sounds good. All right, we got Proa here finishing up now and has entered the door. So good game to Proa. Good match 1 there.
So there you go. So that's game 1. Again, this is a best of 3 here. So it's quite interesting because Proa's trying to tie it up. And if MaCobra wins, we're still going to have anotother game.
Exactly. The way again, we're best of 3 here, but MaCobra is coming up from the loser bracket there. So if MaCobra takes 1 more, then it'll be a 1-game match to decide the whole kit and caboodle. So it's actually going to be an interesting thing here. It'll be interesting to see how strategically they play this, because will Proa change up his strategy at all to try to, with the fact that he's down 1-0? There's some decisions you probably could make, like for example, if there's 2 forts to clear, do I go for the fort that I think MaCobra's going for? Do I maybe clear the other one just in case he has to kill both of them and I save a little time? But there's still some gambles he can make.
I was MaCobra. I just go for everything now.
Oh yeah. You got a little bit of room of buffer, but at the same time, you still have to, even if you win 1, you still have to win the second game after that. So you still have to push things a little.
Definitely.
So I like the palettes. How when I changed the order of the worlds, apparently I never quite fixed the palettes right. So you get some interesting palettes there in the end. You had what looked like a stone Mario swimming.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool, man. I mean, God, you're so godlike, man.
Oh, please.
This man made this dumb thing, man. I said this dumb thing. I mean dumb as in glorious thing.
There's been a lot of people out there who have done work on this, put out the RAM maps, put out the ROM maps to be able to, give me the information where I was able to find most of it to randomize in the first place. So there's been a ton of people who have contributed to this thing. I just happened to piece the pieces together to try to make it work.
And that's the thing, man. Someone has to take the initiative, and they're just. I must say, especially over probably the last 3 years in the world of speedrunning, the randomizers have just literally gone viral, it seems like, because there's just so many things happening. I mean, gosh, man. I mean, just here alone during SpeedGaming Live 2019, I think we got like 5 of the tournaments are randomizer based anyway.
Yeah, you had,
Yeah,
exactly. You had the Link to the Past randomizer. You had Ocarina of Time randomizer. You had Z1 randomizer, SMB3 randomizer. So at least those 4.
And even we had the combo randomizer being done. Link to the Past, Super Metroid. So there's
so many good ones out there.
You geeks just make things so much fun. I mean, we're all geeks. I mean, you're watching the stream. Of course, you're a geek. So I mean.
There's a ton of other randomizers out there too. So I mean, if you guys have been liking this type of thing, but if Mario 3 doesn't happen to be your style, there's lots of other ones out there. There's some Mega Man. There's a Mega Man 2 randomizer out there. I think there's actually Mega Man X.
Just to plug that, the person that made the Mega Man 2 randomizer won a previous Mario 3 randomizer tournament.
Right.
If you were to really put it all together, so that's kind of crazy when you think of Mr. Duckfist.
Yep. So if you like your RPGs, there's Dragon Warrior randomizers, Final Fantasy randomizers, etc. So it looks like we're getting ready here to get started. But if you like your randomizers, there's pretty much probably a randomizer out there already for any game you want to play.
We might see one of those in the next event,
Yeah, maybe.
I heard some people wanted some Pokemon randomizer in this, so I don't play the Pokechus, but
Away we go here for game 2. Got World 6 with an 3 forts and
Come
an
on.
early bridge.
Wow. That's delightful.
So they get the super tanks early, which is not a bad stage. It's a painful stage when you're playing it in vanilla without the with the auto scroll on there, but without the auto scroll, it's a really, really fun stage to get to play through. I should actually change that up a little bit more. I should go find some more enemies I can throw.
He's just scheming right here during the tournament finals.
Exactly, I gotta do that. I gotta change up the bullet bills maybe, replace some of them with maybe the bonsai bills. And
oh, man.
that Hammer Brother decided he was just too scared of MaCobra and just decided bet discretion was a better part of valor, I'm leaving.
Dude, intimidation is real, ain't it?
And you got interesting, you got different strategies here. You have MaCobra now exploring the overworld after taking out the Hammer Brother. Proa's going with the strategy of I'm going to take out as many of these forts as I can and hope that I find, take out the lock so I don't have to backtrack the overworld later.
Yeah, I've noticed that's a thing he likes to do, and like I said, that's a pretty good thing, You just, again, it's a randomizer. You just don't know when it's going to pay off and when it's just going to be wasted time.
Yeah. You know that as part of things, there's at least one fort that if you clear it, technically your path from start to finish would be shorter by a couple of stages than if you didn't clear the fort. But you don't know which one's going to be. Okay, in this case, Proa just rebuilt the bridge, but we'll be able to watch the Hammer Brother get scared of him as well and get his P-Wing.
I tell you, they're scared of 1 and 2 seeds, aren't they, man?
These guys are terrifying. I actually played Proa in the brackets there, and he crushed me handily. I think if you added up the 2 worlds combined that I was in when he finished, I added up to 11. I made it to World 5 and World 6, so he is just that good at this game. And, obviously I didn't play MaCobra, but MaCobra has proven here as well to be incredible. We've been seeing it here in these 2 matchups here. They're both playing at incredibly high level.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, these are some of the best out there. And off we go, and of course, my Hammer Brother was in the way here. A couple fireballs, no issue.
Proa has now taken out all 3 forts, so you know that the path is completely going to be clear wherever it is to the end of the castle, to the end of the world here.
Seems rather lengthy to get to it, unfortunately.
Yeah, it looks like both pipes, the early pipes connected. It looks like both pipes are probably located at the very end next to each other, so they're a little bit useless, but at the same time, I don't know if there's any locks. We'll see where this pipe takes us. We don't know where the third lock's going to be because we're missing something. Is there a lock blocking? There is. Oh.
So there's a backtrack that Proa will not have to worry about.
And remember, MaCobra beat, I think, 1 of the 3 forts. So technically, he's still got a coin flip as to whether or not he's going to rebuild the bridge or whether he's going to take things out.
Yeah, we might reunite here at this result,
This is part of those gambles, like we were saying. MaCobra hoping that the 1 fort that he killed early would be enough to get them through, and Proa taking the thorough approach here. And in this case, it's paying off for Proa, but it can definitely go either way.
So here we go. Proa gonna continue forward, and worst case scenario for MaCobra, he chooses the wrong one, still has to do the other one.
Yeah. And it looks like Proa's going to at least have to take out a couple of the Boomerang Brothers here, so he won't miss out on most of any of the items, really, that MaCobra found earlier. So MaCobra taking out the fort here. I think this was the bridge. This was the bridge, so he'll have to take out the other fort here.
Yep. So a little bit of bad luck from MaCobra there on the 50-50, but nevertheless, his path was completely clear as Proa is still clearing his path.
A very musical path there for them. I think both getting both music boxes off the Hammer Brothers.
Yeah, in fact, Proa's gonna have a little lead right now because of that.
But if you notice there, game 1, Proa was mostly just taking out Hammer Brothers only when they happened to be on his path. There, he definitely stepped out of the way to get to that Hammer Brothers. So you can all see the strategy difference here being a little bit different. Down 1-0 on this, even though he's got that slight buffer of if I lose, I still get the single game playoff. But and here is the fort, not fort. Airship 3 with Lemmy, so you at least get to fight him on a semi-flat surface. And Proa taking it at about 441. And MaCobra coming very shortly behind here. We're both going with the fire kill strats here. Don't know how many fireballs actually would have taken or how many stomps it would have taken to kill Lemmy there.
There we go. So our first world is down. And under 5 minutes for both of our players, and it's pretty doggone close here.
So only a 16-second difference there, and a king who is apparently maybe trying to scam Mario out of some spare coins that he has.
Let me just remote into your computer right quick, okay? Be a net meeting, okay? All right, so we got our World 4 map coming next, and
oh, this is gonna be a long 4.
yeah, we almost in our vanilla path here. We basically are on our vanilla path here.
Yeah, so it's not going to be much of a time game because those other 2 pipes over there near the exit are connected to each other. So really, you're going to have to play this entire World 4. So,
all right. So get comfortable here. Not much you can do here in this world.
Got the fun water fortress here, which is still like a lot. I just almost wish I could do something to it to really make it. You know, it's really hard to randomize this fort. There's not much you can do with it.
Can we put the whirlwinds in the water?
I'll have to test this and see whether or not.
I'm trying to imagine like frogs going fast and whirlwind just like throw you up the top of the screen.
The whirlwind idea is actually surprisingly tempting. I need to find good places to throw it in. The thing is, you have to have if you're going to include it somewhere, it's got to be a place where you can get enough of a running start that you can actually get through it, not soft lock yourself.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. I'm gonna try it when I get home myself. I'm curious.
So we got the giant water stage here, where you've got Lakitu throwing down rains of spikes there. MaCobra pulling out some vanilla strats to speed up by using a boost off Lakitu there.
Yep, and doing the little duck swim to get the momentum.
Yeah, so that Spiny did not want to let MaCobra leave the stage.
Hey man, they after him. And all these another water stage here.
Yeah, they do not. Ooh, that tiny little fish there, a little surprisingly agile.
Yeah. That's one thing you don't see in vanilla is a lot of little fish. They're just so cute. You know?
Yeah, it's actually, I mean, some of the little fish, I mean, they only really come out of Big Bertha's mouth there. That's the only time you really see those little fish. I don't think they're really in any normal spots. There's also the goldfish that you see in Atlantis that aren't in any of the regular stages.
Yeah, I had no idea they even existed just by themselves, honestly. Pretty doggone cool, I must say.
Well, they all have the enemy ID, so it probably says, okay, you know, create this enemy, and so it's there. It's just something that they never envisioned as a solo act.
You are exposing Nintendo for all their hidden little secrets, eh?
Oh yeah. Well, it's just like in Zelda 1, where there is technically a one-headed Gleeok that can exist there. It's just that they never actually put it into the dungeon. So lots of fun stuff in almost all these games that we don't know about that got left on the cutting room floor.
That's what we love our randomizer developers who bring all that stuff to light.
Now we're going through, I believe, 7-5 here, if I'm remembering, I think, correct. Oh, gosh, that is a...
Glad he had that.
Whew. That was a scary little thing. I mean, fortunately, they are always guaranteed to be able to get the cape. The cape. Yes, I'm doing it again.
Yes, the cape.
They're always guaranteed to be able to get the Koopa shell there, and they're guaranteed to be able to get the tail. Oh,
no. Yeah, that's why I always take a shell wing just in case. You know, worst case scenario, there's some jumping enemy that kills your shell while you're going up there, but
yeah.
That happens.
It can occasionally happen, but at least you can come in with a little bit of, you know, have the protection ready just in case needed.
That is so mean to have a fire nipper up there, man. Just, you get happy and got him.
On the plus side, fortunately, if you fly...
I'm not sure if that was intentional or a mistake, but it worked out well.
It worked out really well. It looked really good. But yeah, that fire nipper just decided that he did not want to play well there. So fortunately, they're able to get by and continue on to the fort here. And again, we have to kill the fort because we need that for the bridge.
Yeah, this is a journey here. Almost a full World 4 here. Or World 2 as far as the randomizer. I want clips, but of course not. Not with a sun in play. That's a little dangerous to go for clips with the sun because you can easily get soft locked in part of the section until the timer runs out.
Right. Yeah, with the 4, you can do it with what, 4 clips? Yeah, 4 clips you have to get through. And the sun activates about halfway through the level. I've been meaning to still try to find where I can activate the sun a little sooner because some of the levels end up much shorter. Oh, nice kill of the sun. There goes the sun. Do-do-do-do.
There goes the whole world, man. Oh my goodness, this guy. Stop.
It's all right.
right, so here we go. Same level for both of our players right now.
This has been a very close back and forth race, you know. Little bits of play here and there, so this is, as I said, we're 10 minutes in. We're on World 2, which is actually still an early world at this point. You know, most of the runners are typically hoping to be in World 3 or possibly World 4 by the 10-minute mark, but they've had some slugfests here. So hopefully this is making up for that first seed. Where
it definitely is. It's definitely not promoting speed at the beginning of this one.
Alright, Proa taking a cloud there out of the Hammer's brother there. Now going to end up with the airship too.
He's getting his items this time.
Interesting to see. I mean, MaCobra's strategy has typically been to pick up the items, but you know, especially with that Fire Nipper scenario, are we going to see MaCobra make a similar play, or are we going to see a skip of something here? Ooh.
You never know. Maybe because Proa knows he's going against MaCobra, knows he likes those items.
Yeah.
Like, hey, he don't want to be at that disadvantage possibly.
Yeah. As I said, it's part of the interesting strategy here. And if you notice, yeah, MaCobra skipping the ship, the airship. So MaCobra taking a slight lead there. Admittedly, Proa didn't have much of a choice because the airship moved directly on top of him.
So he gave him a nice item, though. He got a nice item.
It's almost a reversal of strategy there.
Yeah. So again, both of our players are going to be just literally seconds behind each other again.
Iggy with the fourth one there. So MaCobra finishing that world with an 11:34 one grab. And we're going to have Proa coming along here in just a second here, taking an 11:44. So 10-second difference.
Hey, man. These guys are here to play.
Yeah. And honestly, that difference, that change in difference, was the coin chip.
That coin chip.
That coin
Something
chip.
couldn't even control, honestly. Thanks, Randomizer. You know?
Just so you know, that king, apparently his mama always said that life was like a box of hammers.
Quality content there. So there we go. We got a locked in. We got a blocked fort there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wow.
That's
But yeah, if you, I don't know if you noticed, Mario did start his life as a plumber, but his life just went down the tubes. I know, I'm reading the jokes that just came up, but they work.
I know.
We'll see here. We have, no hammer right now, so.
Ooh.
Oh, and this is gonna have to be a double fort required
Yeah,
logically.
send him back there.
Because you know, in theory, every single stage is reachable. And this, assuming I haven't left a feature in the game.
A feature.
But so therefore, the only way this works, because that other fort was locked, is that you're gonna have to clear Fort 1, the airship here, to unlock the other one. So it's gonna be a little bit of a pipe hunt to find where the other pipe was.
So he's giving you the strats there. Remember, every level is reachable, so you know. Oh!
Star just ran out there, and
Man, Rocky Wrench over there, man. I haven't seen a death from that in quite some time. At least not directly, you know, as soon as he throws the wrench there.
yeah, the timing just has to be perfect there. Because I mean, normally you stomp him before he lands there. So the other fort, Proa quickly getting to the other fort, but it's the fire fort from World 5.
Yeah.
I hated this fort as a kid. This was one of those forts I almost always used in Cloud on, because I just could not stand going through this. My coordination was not quite good enough back then. To be fair, it's not that good now, but...
And this is the guy you trust to make the randomizers, right?
Hey, all I said was that I can beat the game. It's not saying that I can beat it fast. I can do it in a casual way. As long as a casual... I usually try to aim these games for the casual player, so...
I got you.
There we go. So, MaCobra now entering where Proa leaving. They just basically high-fiving each other. And so Proa has a one-stage advantage here over MaCobra as we're racing through the end of this World 3.
Mm-hmm. Oh, poor little Nipper. Oh.
Let's see what item Proa managed to get out of here. Oh, P-Wing. So that's going to be a good item. How about for a couple of the stages there, potentially we can use a P-Wing to cheese through them without too much of a trouble.
Yeah.
Oh, and then, oh gosh, I hate this airship. I was actually in a tourney race the other day, and it ate my input on one of the screws there, so I kind of got screwed out of luck there in terms of dying right at the very end of the stage. Oh, actually, it was like in World 7. I was on the big ship, but
oh gosh,
when I was over the thing, it just ate my jump input. But here we go. We got Ludwig here with the good old earthquake powers, but only 2 in. MaCobra glitching himself into the pipe there.
Gotta love it. Gotta swag it out.
Proa taking the wand there with the wand grab about 15:06. MaCobra's not going to be that far behind here. So
it's still close even.
It's swinging back and forth here. This is your 3rd lead change, essentially, on the Worlds. You know, Proa had the early lead. MaCobra took the lead at World 2 here. And MaCobra going up and getting a wand grab at 15:28. So now it has swung back to a 22-second difference there.
Interesting, interesting.
Again, this is the power. This is the fun of this. These things can swing so many different ways here.
Oh yeah. So here we go. Interesting lock placement there. One there on the side, and we're gonna start off here. So we got a pipe check after this stage.
It might be interesting. It'll be interesting to see how if the Hammer Brother here has a hammer, if you use that and try to go to the stage down there, if like you can get one of the Hammer Brothers to come up over to you before you find the appropriate fort.
Yeah, definitely don't want to lose that.
Now, this is a stage you need that tail on. Otherwise, you have to come all the way back down and back up, and it's a pain in the butt.
Yeah, definitely cut off on that little advantage he has right on top of it.
Yeah. We're going good here, and now we're in 5-1.
Yep, just up and over, and watch out at the very end, and life should be okay.
I probably should move some chain chomps around a little
this
bit
guy,
more, too. I'm just thinking these
well,
things.
that's like a brand new Mario 3 random mode, just completely different stages. Just
coming to you in the near future now.
Hey, watch out now. I'd play it.
I've seen some of the punishment that you do on your stream. You play a lot of crazy stuff.
But that's my own issues I'm dealing with, okay?
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right, so it's the 5th pipe that's going to be required, and it is the hammer locked pipe. There is the pipe you're going to need to take down to Wendy. To Wendy. In this case, all the Koopa kids currently stay on their own world, mainly because the graphics are loaded by world. Maybe at some point I'll switch that around to match, or to randomize that completely. But for now, at least, you know, based on what world you're seeing, which kid you're getting. Proa now, they're both navigating the World 8 fort here. We'll see if Proa is able to get there without the time. Nope, he knew he was going to run short, so he hitting the switch and going to go grab a power-up here. Nope, actually we'll see if he could get the star. He's going to go with the small so he can just run under here and gain a little bit of time. And gives MaCobra the firepower there, so.
Go for it again.
He got it. Nice swag clip there.
He's so amazing. All he did was push up. But anyway,
you gotta get the right X coordinate, though.
Yeah, you gotta nail that.
There's skill for that.
Yeah.
So that did in fact break the lock. So they just have to face World 2 here. MaCobra's deciding whether or not to cloud instead of taking the P-wing to guarantee getting. Oh
wow, what a great
choice.
How did he know that, man?
World 8-1, one of the most evil stages. I've shown a friend of mine the randomizer casually. I just generated a blind seed and pulled it out, and that was the first stage that he and I ran into, and we just game over the entire thing.
Oh man,
it was terrible.
It's a fantastic level to doing a speed run of it, you know.
Oh yeah.
Casually, yeah.
Especially when you don't know all of the enemies that are necessarily going to come along, or that chain chomp decides he's gonna chase you along.
He's still going. Catch him! Catch him!
Is that, as I say, is that chain chomp sponsored by Energizer?
Oh my goodness. He's going all right. He's gone, for that matter.
This keeps going and going. Oh, Proa taking home. I think that's got to be like the first hammer of this matchup. So nice decision there to go grab the, go kill the Hammer Brother there.
And MaCobra is going to also
Same thing,
get it,
yeah.
So.
I mean, it's just so short of almost no time loss there. It's, it depends on how far behind you're feeling, but the potential of a hammer, especially when you haven't seen any so far, usually a good play.
So it looks like maybe that time is maybe still kind of close.
Oh yeah.
He's got fire, so he can get this fire kill on Wendy here. And
unfortunately, that little hump in the room there was just enough to keep Wendy from coming too far forward, making the fire kill safe there with about 1937 wand grab.
Yeah, so it should be still within 20 seconds of each other here. Trying to get these extra hits here. And
oh wow, Wendy, very strong Wendy there. It would have been a 5 hit pointer, but fortunately the fireballs take out Wendy with a 1955.
And again, another lead swap after another world is completed.
Yeah, that's,
Pro are having the advantage this time.
yeah. MaCobra gained a tiny bit of time there, but still, we are very close.
So halfway point of our second game here. Because Pro are trying to tie it up. If MaCobra wins this, we're going to force ourselves as a sudden death one game to determine who's going to win the whole thing. So MaCobra definitely want to win this one. Pro are just trying to make MaCobra sweat a little bit here. He's going to go for the item up here.
This is always an interesting decision to make because, you know, this is slower. Getting the item here obviously is slower than trying to get, you know, just finish the stage outright. But if you get a good item out of this, this can potentially be worth it.
Yeah,
we're seeing it right now.
So it's going to be almost even at this stage end.
It's the Tanuki. Whoa.
So we're talking about literally, So who knows here? You know, maybe we end up with, you know,
oh no.
Movement of everything.
There we go. Oh man. MaCobra taking the lead due to Hammer Brother luck. Wow.
That's tough.
Welcome to the world welcome to the world of random stuff, and that one's not even my fault.
Yeah, that's not even random.
Don't blame me.
Yeah, sometimes those Hammer Brothers have to move a certain amount, and they just move the same way, and they just never leave on top of each other.
That was a nasty set there at the end. Lackadoo threw the green spiny shell down just in the right spot there.
That's one thing to write. More green spinies, man.
Writing it down. Yes, sir.
Green spinies are annoying. They just suddenly just turn towards you when you're running away from them or whatnot.
Well, I considered at one point randomizing Lackadoo, and then I had one time where he ended up in Pyramid. And he ended up down low because it was replacing one of the beetles that was normally down low. And then when you were running in the very section towards the end where you normally have to jump on the beetles, he would throw something, and because it was underground, it would eject it straight up. So all of a sudden, and since he was always directly under you, it would just all of a sudden you take a hit. And you have you can't dodge it at all. There is no way to dodge it. So that's the reason you don't usually see Lackadoo randomized. But if I can find a way to limit that, maybe I'll consider it.
Wow, shoot to the head. Well, a tough place to die right there, man, the end of it.
Yeah, the tower here is just such a long stage.
So, fortunately, we have it completely clear. It's like they're self-aware when you jump. It's like old school Atari games. Whatever they do, it does too. You just can't win. So, he's going to power up the course this time. We get to worry about these. No issue here.
Yeah, unfortunately for MaCobra was able to catch it on a different square there and get a different environment, which made it just a tiny bit of an easier stage to deal with.
So, suddenly,
dead even. With Proa slightly back in the lead again. Wow, this has been back and forth. This is not stopping here.
Yeah, even with those crazy movements on the Hammer Brothers. The rare duck fly.
Nice timing on the jump there by Proa as they in sync start this fight. Proa managing to get around everything there. And
he killed Teddy Ruxpin. It's alright though.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are, again, we're World 5. We're 23 minutes in, and we are within half a second of each other. This is insane.
Yeah. Now it's almost a game of execution of levels now, right now. Going to take that advantage, and Proa's going to stop for a power-up. Of course, this, net gain of negative now. Gotta be careful.
Yeah, if you miss that jump, that can be a little painful, but fortunately, Russian ran the wrong way.
Yeah, that's again, whatever side you hit the block on, that's the opposite direction the power would go if it's a mushroom or something like that.
So MaCobra again with a slight lead here, going through the fort, but the lovely Dry Bones there decided, hey, I feel like getting a warm hug.
That's a really strong flame there. Didn't even die. Oh, we got a boom boom kill.
Oh, nice. We're going to get the inverted orb, or as one could refer to it, a bro.
Don't y'all start.
That's a bro. That one's a bro, though. It's upside down.
Okay, fine. Orb. Okay, there you go. I got it on my system, too. I couldn't resist, man. Makes you want to run Mario World just for the heck of it. So, P-winging out here through our 5th airship. Probably going to get him another off-screen wand grab here, and of course Pro is just right behind him. About to start this level right now.
We've only, as I said, it's only a single stage here with the lovely two-hit Roy there. Oh, missed it, but 24-51 for the wand grab for MaCobra, and you've got Proa coming right along here with Tanuki power. Easily making the jumps, you don't have to go up through the gauntlet of fire there. And a simple 2 jumps here later.
Yep,
With a 25-12.
So just over 20 seconds advantage now for MaCobra. Heading into that 6th world. That's
Yet another lead change, too. It's funny, it's just like every single time.
one. So, well, if we got a hammer, life is good. And
Hammer saves you 3 stages here, so we're good this, and as you can see, World 1-1, so we'll see if either of them, they'll probably grab the, in this case, you almost certainly, as long as the Rotodiscs cooperate here, you'll grab the item. It's faster, and on top of that, well, you already broke the lock. Oh, and they get the hammer suit. Nice.
Yeah, I don't think we had one yet.
So again, that's the optimal Bowser kill. Whether or not you actually get it, it's a completely different story altogether.
I wonder why it's so much harder to do that Bowser kill now. I wonder.
I know, I blame myself.
Oh, fire. How they quickly come and leave us.
They both have their hammer suits now. MaCobra finishing up the... Oh, and Proa using the cloud for that part. So Proa's going to take a slight lead again and get a hammer out of that. Which, with the fact that World 2 is, I think, the last level left, assuming I've done my math correctly. Oh!
Bonk, bonk.
That hammer potentially can be used in World 2, or will they save it for World 8 strategically?
Ah, boy, I don't know. MaCobra, it's just like... Look, I would save it for World 8. It's just, you know, World 8 it can just be such a messy design. And
Agreed. Larry with the earthquakes and extra health. 4 hits.
Yep, so there's a 26-57 for Proa, wrapping up World 6.
So we're seeing if you can get the fire kill in, but there we go. And 27-10.
Guess who's in the lead this time? Unbelievable. Every single world so far lead swap. It's amazing.
Yes, this, as I said, this is an incredible matchup to watch, just seeing this constantly going back and forth here. And we've got guaranteed at least one more match of this, folks, so keep your eyes on this, because this is going to be a ton of fun. And if Proa wins, we still continue the final, and if MaCobra wins, we got the tiebreak. So both ways, we got at least one more coming. It's going to be a blast.
And we saw that lock there. We got double force, and wow, it doesn't really... I mean, all of them are accessible already, so it's just a matter of which is going to break what.
Well, the question now is, do you, again, with that hammer...
That hammer, do you use it now?
You got the hammer. If you get it, you know, if it... oh no.
So when is the cloud hammer combination item here, so I can skip it and use the hammer?
I could maybe I should make the music box have some extra power.
I mean, hey, you changed the anchor up.
Yeah, well, I mean, especially with the fact that in order to get the auto scrollers to get removed from the ship, you know, removing the anchor the anchor became completely useless. So that's why we said let's just make it one of the randomizers. I blame Zelda 2 Randomizer for that one, because they did that with the fire spell in that game too, because that's, you know, basically the most useless item in Zelda 2 Randomizer, or Zelda 2 pretty much. Yeah. So what they did is they basically paired it so you cast the fire but also casts another spell. And so I said, well, we can use a similar idea there, and Proa's just taking the hug there.
He was trying so hard to probably not take that damage.
It's so tough to get through that segment there without, you know, when you're big there with the enemies, especially if the rotodiscs don't line up the right way. If you got Boo chasing you like you did there, so and it's the wrong fort.
Yeah, MaCobra has some really he's not going to use the hammer either, so they're going to save that hammer. Proa's going to use it. And
Proa's this could be the play of the game right there.
Yeah, this is the kind of stuff where it's like, do you use it now, do you save it? And knowing that Proa still has another guaranteed game no matter what happens, I can't really blame him, you know?
No, I mean, you can't either way. Both of these plays are definitely viable plays. And again, you don't know what World 7 is going to be like, because World 7, especially the final screen, can be bridges. The hammers don't help you with the bridges. So you're still going to probably have to hunt some forts down anyway.
Yep, and we shall soon find out, because Proa will soon be in there.
Proa fighting Morton here. Morton has 4 hit points.
So 29-50. half hour going into the final world here. We're trying to tie it up.
Trying to force the game 3 here on the grand finals. It's interesting trying to figure out the mentality of, the runners, like what decisions do you make, because again, with Proa having that little cushion here, but at the same time, if he gets the win, then it's, forces MaCobra to win 2 to win.
Yeah, exactly. So, entering World 8 for backup mushroom there, and let's see, first screen is quad pipe here, so pick a pipe time.
That could actually, again, that could lead to, okay, fair enough.
All right, that rules out that one.
Please don't let those other 2 connect, because that
I
could
know,
be a problem.
problem.
Okay, thank you, game. Thank you.
So we have exhausted that. Of course, our anchor, we didn't know which happened to be a star, which now he has to wait. Because our friends at Mario 3 determined that you cannot go into a downward-facing pipe when you're in cartwheel, and yay. At least he now knows.
So Proa, again, forced to do the intended path here, apparently, of taking that pipe. MaCobra will have the option, because MaCobra still has that 1 key. Oh, or potentially MaCobra could use the key there, too.
This actually said key.
I'm sorry.
You play too much Zelda, man.
I'm sorry. I blame myself. Wow, this is a locked level.
Oh, my, there's another one. There's like 3 locks on one screen.
Yeah. That hammer could actually be the big difference here, depending on if MaCobra manages to choose the correct one to unlock. That could be a huge time save.
Yeah, that's even more RNG. So as we continue to explore the map here, MaCobra's gonna use this one and see. Oh. Well, that is what you call a wasted hammer right there.
To quote someone from a Indiana Jones movie, he chose poorly.
Very, very poorly. So.
Yeah, the world 6 fort here. Proa finishes it, and it leads to the next, which is the infamous Fort Knox.
Yeah, this is when you keep track of what forts you've played and realize, hey, I haven't seen Fort Knox yet.
Yeah. And
you might want to keep yourself for the tail power, because this time right here that Proa is spending, it's time that MaCobra can save if he's in the. And of course,
that's a really good point. If you were tracking like what levels you've seen, that would actually make a big difference, because they've hit almost all the forts. So there's not many of them left.
So MaCobra is going to continue to take this path here, and it's, wow, nice black square there. And of course, he's in the worst case scenario. He has no power-ups.
Yeah, so this costs an extra like 20-30 seconds, because you have to come all the way into this room to
He'll
get
probably
the
take a death there, because I think he had a P-wing.
That's right. Easier just coming straight with the P-wing. Yeah, that's a good point.
Definitely faster than to double power up and backtrack to the first room.
So that'll save a bit more time, and that unlocks. Okay, so that unlocks this. Here's the pipe that'll take you Bowser's Land, or this is gonna take you onto the and a clear path. Whoa.
There you go. So it looks like that hammer. So Proa looking kind of good right now to make this a 1-all match here.
Never know. It could come down again. This at this point, this could actually come down to Bowser's castle about whether either of them can keep the hammer suit.
Yeah, especially in that that room of doom.
If Proa makes it through with a hammer suit and or without hammer suit, and MaCobra makes it through with the hammer suit, you could easily see this race be a near tie.
And what do you do, man, with the recent change in the randomizer in that room? Unusually odd death there from MaCobra. Mario had too many spaghetti meatballs there. A little short there.
All right, so let's see MaCobra here. MaCobra in here, not going to go for the first clip. Will we get the second clip? Nope. That always makes the try. If you get it, great, and if you don't, then you don't. You get the mad Hotfoot there, who just decides, I don't care what you say, I'm going to do that. None of the, it wasn't actually in the regular game, but really fun little one to see.
Yeah, thanks for adding that. We all enjoyed it.
You're welcome. And so Proa is going top route.
I'd be scared with the new change. This room is quite scary with the randomized fireballs now.
I think all of them are, but none of the lasers so far.
Here we go. So that's almost of another one. Oh! Come on. Oh! Yeah, man.
And we got the final Bowser fight here, so Proa is going to be able to MaCobra pulling off the clip there.
He's going to have to go fast here, man. I don't know.
It's tough. You can't really go. The problem is you can't do this climb fast with the rotodisc. But
Honestly,
Proa
just
needing
take the
3
chance
more
to cycle.
jumps. Proa needing 3 more.
Because MaCobra has to, he's going to take the bottom path. I can't blame him because that upper path has been bad every time I've seen this version so far.
It depends. They actually share enemies. So basically, if the enemies end up in one, the other side might not have as much enemies. So, but Proa taking out Bowser. Bowser falling through. And we have the door entering about to happen here with Proa about to take home Game 2 with approximately 35 minutes and 37 seconds. Good game to Proa.
Very, very close there.
And MaCobra coming in with the Bowser kill and going to follow in shortly thereafter with probably essentially a very low 36. It's a great game.
I was quite close there. Definitely close there. Of course, that means Game 3.
It's Game 3. And to be fair, with this tournament, here's giving a good game now to MaCobra as well. With this tournament, what we've been seeing, you wouldn't expect anything less than this.
Yeah, this is what you want to see here. You want to force as many games as possible, and of course, that pivotal Game 3 here. So this Game 3 coming up, that means if Proa wins this, he wins this lovely #1 person trophy here. You know, if he loses it, then we still have yet another game to play. That tiebreaker we gotta do, man.
I know. It's just gonna be a ton of fun. It's just really exciting seeing, again, how close this has been. This race was so back and forth. If you look through there were at the end of Worlds, 5 lead changes, I think is what it ended up being.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, when you're watching races and you see races that you have some lead that just blows the other one out.
Yeah.
But when it's always swapping every few minutes, and you just can't ask for better entertainment.
No, exactly. It's been fantastic to see there too, and you're seeing where the seeds have had very different flavors. The first seed, a lot more hammers, a lot more very short overworlds, and this one had a lot more of the execution. And still, as I knock everything over here, a little clumsy. I'm all good, but we still get some great action here.
Yeah, it's good stuff, and I'm enjoying every minute of it. And again, from these two, like you said, these two players are phenomenal players. They played a lot. They've been involved with so many of the dailies, the weeklies, the monthlies, the tournaments that have been going on in the community. So it's no shock that you see this kind of good stuff.
Yeah, no, these two are two of the main leaders here. There are weeklies every, I believe, Saturday nights most of the time. They try to get other races going a couple of times during the week as well. They've had a tournament each year the last couple of years. I know that they're already starting to try to plan for 2020, so it's going to be another exciting matchups coming up in terms of all the gameplay there. So it's just a lot of fun, even just playing it casually. Like I said, especially in my case, I'm not a competitive player. I don't know the speedrun strats. I don't know, I can muddle through some of those levels. I typically, if I see 742, I just jump right into the lava and pray that there's some other path through. Yeah. Things like that. But, it's an enjoyable game for me. And I know I'm biased because I'm the, guy who's working on it. But
really?
I don't know if you knew that, John. I'm Fred.
Saying.
Nice to meet you.
Hey, nice to meet you, man. This is a really good program. I like it.
Well, thank you.
Hopefully, maybe someone in chat right now will be dropping a link to the Randomizer Discord so you can join in. And there's so many people who's seem like every week somebody new who's playing it or seeing it for the first time and realize with a game literally as popular as Mario 3, to have it in a randomized setting, it's just it's just literally endless replay value.
Oh yeah, it's absolutely awesome. And again, just getting to do a new game every time is always a lot of fun. It's the reason that I started seeing randomizers in the first place. The first couple of ones, the Pokemon, Super Metroid, and then listening to Lack Attack say, "Hey, it'd be cool if we could play the original Zelda again, but different." And that's where I started with Z1, and then someone else said the same thing about Mario 3, and that's where I explored with it, and that's where we stand now. Well, I guess sit now in this case, but
is there any new game in your on your list?
A couple of things I've been poking my head around with. Probably Mega Man 3 Randomizer is the closest one that's going on. So you may see that coming out some point soon here if I can get off my butt and finish a couple of the things and fix a couple of the minor little bugs that seem to exist.
You work so hard as it is anyway. You got so many communities already looking up to you for all these great games. So I totally play Zelda 1 if I actually knew it.
Well, I've seen you played a couple of the 2 times you played through blind on the vanilla game.
That was when I first started Twitch.
I remember I was watching you, especially the desperation. Okay, I'm gonna bomb every single square, but you decided to stop in the top left corner. Right there was level 9.
Goodness, I know, man. I found that so early. Like, what am I supposed to do in here? But that's the fun stuff of playing games for the first time, and it's like that with a randomizer. It's like a brand new game every time you play it. You know, you never know what to expect. So game 3 is on deck here. If Pro wins this, the tournament championship is his.
So here we go. We're starting up here, and we're going to start this time with World 5 as the start.
So look at this beginning. We got the spiral. We've got a castle.
This is going to be interesting, because now here's the question. Which of the 3 pipes, because we saw 2 pipes in the tower, which one leads to the sky?
Yeah.
Because one of them is just going to lead to the other.
It sure is. And you mean you don't know this already?
Well,
There's not like a certain pixel you can look at and tell where it's going to go to automatically?
Well, we haven't quite gotten to that point yet. I mean, you know, I know in the vanilla game that's how they tell which hammer brother has the hammer suit based on what way he's facing. We don't have quite that tell yet. Maybe I'll... All right, let me write that down.
A little hidden pixel that only you know where it is. Like, oh, yeah.
I know to look at one of like 6 different spots now, and then, okay, perfect.
See? I shouldn't be seeing that right now. People are going to be looking off for like one strange pixel on the screen somewhere.
Okay, well, never mind. Apparently you have to... All right, so the answer is none of the above. It's you have to go through the tower to... You climb the tower to stay at the same elevation. And then you can just go through to...
How odd.
Yeah, well... I mean, it's Nintendo logic, right? As you're so fond of saying. This is Nintendo logic. We don't question Nintendo logic.
Sure don't. Shoot, nowadays you don't question nobody's logic. Shoot.
It's true.
You know? Oh, I'm going to put a little airborne cheat there.
Some nice jumping there by Proa, jumping over the thwomps there, which is one of those things that always terrifies me. I always wait for them to go back up. But again, you got the pro speedrunners here who know exactly what to do in order to get through these stages as fast as possible.
Oh, poor cheap.
That was a cheap death.
Ugh.
Oh, wait, or should I call it a cheap death?
Oh, my Lord, help me. So, no surprise going with the Hammer Brother route here. Probably can kill these both quicker than probably doing that one stage, whatever it may be.
Exactly.
And 2 items to spare.
Again, it'll be really interesting here. You know, Pro, again, just from the mentalities here. Proa has a little bit of, Proa has a little bit of wiggle room here. Proa, if he loses this, still has the 1-game final. So essentially, he's got, it's like a 1-0 lead. So he can, maybe the strategy will be a bit different. Maybe he'll take the same strategy he did in the previous race there. Maybe he'll gamble a little bit more, knowing that if he gambles and wins, it's done. And if he doesn't gamble, he'll lose. So it's interesting to see what strategy we get here.
Fortunately, there's not going to be strategy in this area because we got 4 stages to get to that fortress.
Yep, starting out with the 1.5 beta that existed. Again, these levels. Ooh.
Was that the little slide for safety?
Minor details. Nice kick.
I was waiting for that, honestly. Like, I've done it before. I'm like, I died, so.
Oh, this is why these 2 runners are here, because they know how to get around this stuff. Yeah, this looks like this was basically an early version of 1.5, and then they created a different version, and, well, they left it in the original spot in memory. So the graphics are a little screwy, but not so bad.
I just like the double door entry, personally. That's kind of cool.
So here's the Hammer Brother. We'll be seeing MaCobra will get this cloud. He'll just get it after the 3 stages because it's the Hammer Brother's going to be trapped. Oh, I guess, yeah, down there. So we'll see what happens here. We'll see if, if any of these stages turn out bad, Proa could potentially have an advantage if he takes a quick death and uses that cloud, whereas MaCobra will have to save it for later.
Oh, Bertha.
I did write down to add boss bass under why. Yes, I did. Okay.
Yeah, it's got to have that. So, again, not too far behind Proa.
No, this is
MaCobra, so.
It's still incredibly close here. Oh.
And we see,
Remember,
I was just mentioning you kept to experience this level, and now they are forced.
Yeah, so this is the infamous lost stage of Atlantis here. And what I expect you will see here is you will see Proa take a death and use that cloud. Oh, actually, Proa's going to go through. Interesting.
Yeah, if you're going to go for it, if you're going to cloud it, you better die quick and figure it out.
Yeah.
You do not want to die.
Yeah.
MaCobra's,
yeah. So this is one of those stages, and those gold cheeps you're seeing there on MaCobra's side are a enemy that's only in this stage. But This stage just happened to be in the memory. It had an auto-scroller piece associated with it. It is on my development radar to remove the auto-scroller. The problem is if I did it right now, you could cheese this part by swimming under it. There's no blockade underwater, so you could just swim straight across. So I want to add a blockade if I'm going to do that, so that way runners at least have to come through this icy section. Until someone finds a way to clip through the wall while swimming underwater and messes everything up.
Yeah, that'll happen soon, I'm sure.
But yes, as I said, this is referred to Atlantis, you know, the lost level.
That's very, very lengthy. We're talking about, you know, a minute stage there. But if you clear it and no death, life is good.
Yeah, it's always painful when you're playing through the stage, and then at the very end there, just whatever enemy happens to be there gives you a hug, and you game over as a result. So both runners have finished that. Now they're in 1.2. MaCobra will still have to. What the shell, man?
Oh my! It hurts so bad. Boy, the lag. Everybody's getting the swag bounces. Well, at least we made 1 and 2 a little bit more entertaining, right?
Oh, of course. And again, these two are actually going to enter the ship itself incredibly close to each other because MaCobra still has to take out the lovely Hammer brothers here. But as I said, this is going to be really interesting because Proa now has that cloud for later on in the game, so we won't miss it. You know, they'll both have the capability of making that decision here. Alrighty, so let's see our friendly neighborhood Roy, who has super jump capabilities apparently, but easily killed.
Yep, one hit quitting, that's it. So Proa the first to get down with the first world of this race. And 6:28 for MaCobra.
7 seconds between these two already. So again, we've already been seeing it here so far with the action, but we have another incredibly close race here. That high jumper is the most annoying, one of the most annoying things. There was apparently a soft lock that could happen where if he made a high jump, he could actually jump off the side of the screen and never come back down, and you just had to sit there and wait for the timer to run out. So fortunately, we were able to put a fix in to prevent that.
I remember those days. That was fun.
Oh, yeah. So we've done World 5. We're now going through World 4 here, and
all of our pipes there.
Pipes was near the beginning, so I'll help out some. It could be a one pipe. It could be a 1/4 level. We'll have to see. I'm sure they're gonna take the pipe and tell us one way or the other here. Hopefully. Oh, we're taking advantage of the fire flower there as they exit that at the exact same time. You're dead even.
So
it is a 2-fort level, but you can't actually access the other fort from that pipe, so they're gonna have to play through. They're gonna have to play backwards here. And then take the coin flip about which fort they actually want to beat.
Ah, boy, another possible determinator. I love that.
And with 2 players at this level, it's kind of you know, appropriate that it's gonna potentially could come down to some of that random luck there.
I mean, I expect nothing less than a randomized tournament, right?
Yeah, it's true. You know, obviously, these players clearly have the skill to consistently win out on all these matchups, but then seeing the just seeing the luck involved in terms of being able to then make those right decisions, you know, and oftentimes, you know, this is where you can do the gambles. You don't know this decision is correct. You know, technically it might have a higher probability, but, you know, it's like poker, it's like anything else. You might get that lucky beat.
That's the thing about randomizers. You get multiple paths, you got to choose one, and you hope you choose correctly. We're going to find out very shortly what happens here.
Let's see which direction Proa decides to go first. I'm going to gamble he'll go left. That's my theory.
It's closer. It saves a screen transition.
That's true. We'll see if MaCobra does the same thing or not. I mean, the question is, if you're the runners here, what are you thinking? Are you thinking you're ahead? Are you thinking you're behind? Because, I mean, clearly that's going to affect your play a little bit. I mean, you're in game 3.
I feel like based on, you know, we've already had 2 of these races, and they realized that they had finished very, very close to each other. So it's just like, it's almost like any kind of mistake. You're like, oh my God, did I just get past?
Exactly. You know? It's tough.
Hotfoot.
Some scary jumps here. Whoa.
Yeah, we've got
we got one of the mad hot feet there. Oh, MaCobra managing to get through there and going for the clip. Nice clip jump through to. That was beautiful.
Yeah.
And that's the bridge.
That's the right one.
They both chose correctly there, so they are both now about to go through to castle number 2.
So no advantage or disadvantage, per se, you know.
Coming down, as you said, to that luck execution. MaCobra gonna...
Going for the item, eh? Is it a good one? Is the question, though. Another double kill there. Ugh.
Well, he wants to be the star of the show.
I have nothing to combat this. So, there we go. One hit, quit.
Oh, sheesh.
Not even a challenge.
So you're telling me I have to change this from 1 to 5 to like 1 to 10 or something?
I mean,
right?
I was already thinking 1 to 10. I thought 5 was just too free, personally. I'm just saying.
Or I guess like what I could do is leave it there, but maybe let Wendy or Lemmy throw some extra objects. These people don't seem to like these ideas, John. I don't know. I'm getting
How would we
gross.
just have the Wendy twins? Oh. Like we got Wendy and I don't know McDonald's. I don't know. This.
Well played.
I was playing around with that myself, and it didn't work out well. Let's just put it that way. So, no hammers in play, or no hammers that he wants to use anyway. Pretty short here.
So I mean, it's not much of a difference here. It's going to be about, like, I think, you know, as of the stage start here, it's like about a 20-ish second difference between these two. So we're, again, still incredibly close here as they're going through World 1.
Yeah,
again,
just a little extra time because of that extra item we decided to get off the Hammer Brothers.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really the entire difference there. And again, if that had been a hammer, that would have paid off right here with a good 45, you know, probably would have been a good two stages saved.
I think I'll probably try it too, man, because that's just... Your opponent might have gotten it, you're like, oh no. You never even have known about it until after the race is over that you missed out on.
Proa not going for the item up top. Interesting.
That makes me think...
Oh, I think no, he's going to use that to save a stage because he's going to go back through the lock as opposed to taking the item and taking the extra stage. So it's actually, and again, this is a interesting decision because if you had... I mean, MaCobra's not going to have the choice here because MaCobra doesn't have a tail and he's going to get a star off of this one.
Yeah.
But if he'd, you know, again, it could have been an interesting decision there from strategically, you know, do I take that, do I value that item or do I value the stage?
Exactly.
Now we're heading into Worlds and Ice World here.
Ooh. I was surprised you even tried that again.
That was a little scary.
A little bit.
I'm one of those guys who would consider going up the vine there, but I'm also, again, like more of a dirty casual when it comes to this stuff.
Hey, you never know what's up there.
True. Because again, I think it's one of the giant question mark blocks. You might get lucky and get, you know, a good item. You're not guaranteed to be able to get up there on this version because, you know, you don't there's a Koopa there that you can use to kick the block, but here you pretty much have to have a tail in order to do that.
Of course, Parabeetle level pretty easy when you have a tail to get through it.
Oh yeah. I had to move a couple of the beetles on that stage around to make sure that all the jumps were actually doable if you didn't have a tail.
Oh yeah.
Because if you didn't do that, there's like a couple like right around there, I think, where technically with the auto scroller.
Oh.
Well,
we don't want to use them. It's okay. We're beyond that section, thankfully.
A little scary, but
yeah, not the level you want to start with a star for sure.
And there we go. We got a hammer here right before going into the ship here in World 3. So now that'll, again, allow some of those strategic decisions to possibly come through.
Especially a lot of worlds left here. Where to use it, when to save it. Stars are definitely not on shortage.
And Cobra going for the Fire Flower and trying to wait until the very last second there to try to save time.
He just wants to give us that ear-piercing noise when the screen cuts away, that's all.
We got Proa there with a 1334 wand grab and MaCobra coming along very shortly here. So again, it's extremely close race still between both of these runners. And again, this is the third match of a best-of-3 matchup between these two runners in the grand finals. Proa coming in from the winner's bracket right now. We have MaCobra here having come up, and now again with it being tied, if Proa wins this match, he wins the whole tournament. If MaCobra wins the match, it'll force a one-game playoff to determine the grand champion.
So about a 20-plus second advantage. Just about 26 right now for Pro right now.
Yeah, it's, as I say, it's incredibly close. Once that one wrong death, one wrong turn in a level, potentially both of those could swing this either way.
So here we go. On that World 2 map, taking down that first fort. And, of course, we see a lock just on the right edge of the screen there.
And so we'll have to see if that lock happens to open when they finish, or if there's multiple forts potentially in this level. Multiple forts, well, I guess we knew there were multiple forts, so we saw a second one there, but that lock's not going to help out. And with the placement there, that makes the hammer strategy of taking the shortcut here pretty useless, because you have to double hammer at that point to take the bottom route there. So they're going to have to take a slightly longer path through this world.
Yeah, a little bit more work on World 2 now.
It's always dangerous with the fire snakes there on the other donut blocks, because you can't sit still too long.
Sun not going to be any threat there.
No, unfortunately. As I said, that's something I need to work on about when the sun starts swinging down, because when you get the short stages, it's kind of just a little decoration sitting there. No surprise, I'm a sun. I'm just sitting there. Now we have one of the stages that would be really nice if the first power-up was a star, because then you could technically infinite chain the stars through the entire level, but, well, it's randomizer. We don't give that to you.
Oh, boo.
I should, but that's just such a fun thing about playing that in vanilla. Again, if I'm not speedrunning it, I always go there and grab every single star as part of the play.
I'm the same way.
But here we go. So Pro is about to take out these lovely Hammer Brothers, and we're going to see a cloud. So that'll be... I think he's got a couple of clouds now, potentially. Oh, no, he may... I'm trying to remember if he clouded one earlier or not. So let's see. The pipe will save 2 stages. He's going to take that. And he's going to get coin ship out of it.
Not a bad trade-off there.
As a kid, I loved these coin ships. I would make sure I collect every single coin.
I'd
always force it. I would always force the stage, too. I always made sure I had the appropriate number of coins, the 10th digit of the score. I mistakenly, at the time, thought you had to have the 1st digit of the score as well in order to get all 3 to work together, but...
Yeah. Don't worry about that.
We're getting a couple of sky levels here all grouped together, and, oh, geez, I hate this one. Admittedly, I can never get peace.
If I have a hate list of levels, we're starting to get kind of full here with your dislikes and stages now.
It probably would be legitimately shorter to have a list of stages that I like in this game.
I was about to say, man. Can you name one stage you do like in this game?
Atlantis.
Lord have mercy. The one that you like is the one no one else likes. Okay. You're one of those,
reason it's still
one
in
of
the
those
game.
people, eh?
There's a reason it's still in the game, right?
I guess.
But here we go. We got Morton here. Morton is not going to hear a who. He's just going to jump around here. Apparently with a lot of extra help because he hates my joke there. Full 5.
So MaCobra taking in 17-29-ish and taking the lead right now.
Yeah, it's amazing how quickly this, again, this is swinging back and forth here. So we have 4 worlds down. We are halfway through the worlds, but who knows what we will see next. I'm hoping 7 next.
You can never have 7 early enough for
True.
me. Alrighty, so this is getting exciting, I must say.
Yeah. So we potentially could see some fast worlds, and then of course we see World 6, which is typically one of the longer worlds.
So required fort here, and whatever it fixes, we'll never know what it did. We know it did it.
Should I go get my laptop? Maybe I could actually go look at the world map and tell you what.
I mean, I was assuming, like, you know, this stuff is like being produced to some site that you already know, and every time someone rolls a seed, bam, oh yeah, so just got a seed. Oh man, he's gonna get messed up, ain't he?
I should probably do something like that. That could be fun.
You know, spoiler log of the levels.
But there's Green Mario, right?
Green Mario, best Mario. The irony of green and red Mario. Oh, orange Mario?
Nice thing is with the randomizer, you can actually have it change your palette every single time you either take a hit or enter a stage. So if you really want a rotating set of palettes, you're welcome to do that. Alright, so MaCobra checking out the lay of the land there. Sees there's at least one more fort. I'm going to see where this pipe goes, and this pipe takes you to the end with a hammer.
Well,
Oh, here comes the P3 starts again. Blink and you'll miss this, because if you, again, you can do that jump there to get the P3 at the start, and then the stage just becomes so much easier if you can land the jumps.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Both of them having a hammer, easy, right?
Yep.
2 hits, 3 hits. So, a little bit more advantageous there for MaCobra, knowing, you know, being to move through P-speed, and again, that does, those little frames add up. And even though MaCobra did an extra hammer a little earlier, you know, he's negated that all the way back anyway.
Oh, yeah. Now, again, these guys, these are, again, 2 of the top runners at this, and just seeing them play this well, and, you know, look, 1957, it's a 21-second difference right now. That's a single death. That's a, I take on a hammer brother, that the other one doesn't. That's a, I take a wrong pipe in level 8.
Yeah, of course.
I almost said level 9.
Thank you. But there it is. I mean, you know. So here we go. Kind of almost forced to begin here on this path. Let's see where it ends up.
All right,
man,
do not have ladders, keys.
Keys, ladders, hammers.
Same difference.
Red cane, you know.
Yeah, minor details. So MaCobra's going to go back here. He had seen there's 2 forts, I think, on this world. So the question is, which of the 2 will he go to? Probably, I think the first one will end up being the one that we just saw. Pro's going back, so Pro's going to go for the one that was on the island here.
Yeah. And, oh boy, decisions. MaCobra getting a little on the fair way back here.
Getting 5-3. The stage I always loved this game because I love the boot.
What, you love this one?
Yes. Yes,
the
this
stage
is
you
one
like?
This is one of the likes. Write it down.
All right. He just like it because of the shoe.
Exactly. It was all the shoe.
That's the only reason anyone liked the level. Yeah. We got half a sun there chilling. And it's
this stage made me hoppy.
Ugh. Did you just say hoppy?
Baby.
Oh, my Lord.
Hey, if the shoe fits.
Jesus, help me. Gonna be okay. You know, I don't drink, but I'm tempted to start drinking when this joke quality day, I tell you, man.
Surely you haven't seen too many of my streams.
Oh, I have. I have. But I'm getting like the in-person appearance and effect of it right now. So here we go, 5-3. One of Fred's liked stages here.
It's all about the shoe. Maybe I should figure out a way. Maybe I should make it so if you jump on the shoe that you retain the shoe quality. You can actually keep the shoe, kind of like you do in Mario Maker now.
I could get with that.
Here we go. Proa just finished off the castle here. MaCobra about to do that, and it is not that fort. They're going to have to navigate the bottom island there and find the right pipe there to go through the other one.
That is fun.
Or maybe even take start. You might have to take start and go through past World 2 there to go to the
bottom island in the corner. Yeah, this is the joy of World 7. It's ones I kind of like, you know, because again, just choosing the right path can swing the race. And right now, Pro unfortunately is not on, well, that process of elimination he's going to be on there.
Well, it's interesting. There's 2 pipes there, and we still haven't found either of those 2 pipes at this point. Like I said, I think it's got to be one of them is probably on that bottom island. I think the other one's behind level 2 there.
Yeah,
if they take that, that might be...
Yeah, we're running out of choices here. I think that everybody's trying to avoid that one. That's the first thing you almost saw, and it's just like, hey.
Here we go. Here we go. MaCobra, I think, may have found the magic pipe here that we want. And Proa jumping right into the same wrong pipe.
Back to the first island. Let's go. We don't have any options left now.
Maybe the one behind World 8 there.
See, this is the thing that MaCobra needed to do correct the first time to kind of force that extra.
Here we go. Proa clouding over that. So that's interesting because you're still gonna have to come back through it. But
yeah,
that's true. There's always a possibility. Well, except for the life count there. If you've been low on lives, as I go through lovely 8 fort here, you could have potentially gone through and taken a game over, which would still restore the lock. The locks that were destroyed would still get retained. So you might be able to do something like that as a strategy.
I haven't seen that in quite some time, honestly.
Well, it's kind of tough to do because the deaths that would take you normally to get there end up just costing you more time. Oh, man. MaCobra getting the hammer. Now, he could potentially skip going to the fort here and now just use the ladder. The hammer.
See? It's like you choose wrong and end up with something good. You know, and of course, he's going to save it.
That'll be interesting here because, again, if he uses the hammer, he's gonna, I guess he could use the cloud there to get past 4. So the question now becomes if he does use the hammer, Pro won't find that because he's not gonna go through the thing there.
So now it's just a matter of them kind of converging back together again now.
Yeah.
Only difference is now is that
he's got the second cloud. He's double clouding. So.
Yeah.
And so now, once again, we're back to the point where we are 1 stage apart.
This is amazing.
Plus a couple of pipes.
Literally different paths.
And he's taking the 3rd cloud so that way he doesn't have to navigate everything. And he put the music box to sleep.
What is happening?
Whoa! We have identical entry into the World 1 ship here.
So that's a fantastic example of different item usages. And based on what you have, and bam, the exact same spot. So now we're going to be within seconds of each other going into the World 7.
So MaCobra grabbing 25-33, 25-34 for Pro. A 1 second difference entering World 7 here in the final of the best of 3.
Maybe World 7 is like the secondary equalizer here, man.
Yeah.
That was interesting, man. Triple clouds.
Well, I mean, now we're entering the, I believe the ocean's the only one left.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's a pipe maze on its own. And then level 8 is the giant pipe maze. So we've got a ton of possibilities here.
We do here. Again, if you're just joining us, this is the Grand Championship Game 3. Pro wins it. He's taking it all. If MaCobra wins it because he came from the loser's bracket, they're going to have a sudden death playoff to determine our ultimate winner. So Pro is playing for the big one, and MaCobra trying to stay alive here.
So interestingly, there is, if you notice, there's a World 10, a 310, which, as we were talking about earlier, we moved the forts. Oh, we got the double boss bass.
Thank you. I'm enjoying that. Thank you.
That's what I'm trying to figure out what feature, how I created that feature. But
yeah, find out and implement more else. Yeah, thank you.
I used to actually have it, but just I had one time where I had like 3 or 4 boss basses in one level, and it got a little too laggy.
A boss bass on the overworld map? Oh man. There you go. Write it down. Take notes. Put a bullet in the check and a star by that one.
Simultaneous kills for the music box there. And so, again, the interesting thing, we have in that World 10, because the forts are being shuffled, there's exactly 1 fort in this world.
Hmm?
And, of course, it's blocking.
What you need to do. So back we go.
So this one, there'll be absolutely no question. The worst thing you're going to do is trying to figure out your best pathing to get to the fort there. And
got a pipe over there.
At least they'll get a P-wing off of the off there, so you might be able to. And this is going to be a slight difference here. MaCobra having the cloud will be able to skip that world, whereas Pro has got to play through it because he used his clouds navigating back through World 7.
Yeah, that tri-cloud he did. So, getting the power up.
Smart decision. You never know if you're going to take a little bit of damage here, and especially at this point, a single death is going to potentially cost things to you, so you have to play that little bit of safety, even if it's scary. Even if it takes a few seconds, that potentially could save you a whole bunch. I mean, at some point here you probably might have to gamble too, but.
Yep, so he's gotten that taken care of, and of course he can just pipe back around it now. And now make his way over.
Still have to clear that one, but he can double cloud it.
A lot of clouds today in this scene.
There's more in vanilla than you think. You just tend to just ignore them because
it's not really.
Yeah, you play them in specific stages if you're playing vanilla, and you've got you avoid 5-9.
Mm-hmm. What, you don't like 5-9?
Well, I'm not saying that I specifically avoid 5-9. I'm just saying the speedrunners seem to hate it for some weird reason.
I wonder.
And here's Wendy. No fire kill, just 2 hits. And with the P-wing, MaCobra's able to grab the one near the top at 2850.
Oh no, that's a little low there, man. You might have maximum time loss here. I don't know.
That's true. So Proa's coming back through here. He doesn't lose as much time as we think because he didn't.
Not like this. So, MaCobra going for the frame loss strats here.
And Pro, on the other hand, coming in here, he might be able to save his 5 seconds.
Yeah, that's a lot of time there. I mean, it adds up, man, when you're finishing very close to each other. I mean,
The last couple of races, with how close they've been finishing, that actually legitimately would have a chance of making a difference.
someone losing a race to a wand grab, could you imagine?
That'd be insane.
All right, so entering World 8 here, and we're not going to worry about that. We're just going to go back and check the Pipers. Pro is down 29-38 there, throwing for 07.
Yeah, we got a close race there. It's like about 40 seconds, which again comes down to if you find where things are. Again, there are no locks here and no hammers, so they can't break through the locks right now. They need to, actually play the stages the intended way. The way it's supposed to be.
Yep, as intended.
And pretty much the forced logic is to come into this fort over here to then double back to take one of those locks that was blocking you.
Yep, so MaCobra almost putting this in a typical speedrun fashion here.
Yeah, that's one of the things I find so impressive watching is just seeing, these stages run the quote-unquote right way and seeing people pull through a speed run, the P-strats, people coming through and doing the other stuff. It's something I've never learned, and it's just really cool to be able to see.
Of course, even nicer, there's a star as a power-up in there,
Yeah.
so if that last section makes it pretty trivial. There's that lock removed.
The lock's removed from the bridge there, so they're still gonna have to go over the fire bridge there, it looks like. So once again, we're gonna have to see if the hands are gonna come into play. Maybe. 'Cause there's that pipe lovely sitting on the hand bridge. Maybe we'll see that get blocked.
Mm-hmm.
Or you could just cross it.
Well, that's one way to skip it.
Yep.
No. So what about World 2 stages here? This is probably not going to be too much of an issue here for, well, okay, I'll shut up now.
Those Paragoombas. It's all the Paragoombas.
And the pretty gold Koopas, man.
The nice thing is the fact that apparently the green Koopas take the palette of whatever stage you're in. So that's why you get the white Koopas if you're in the snowland and the orange ones there in the desert.
It's pretty cool.
You never think about it, but they're never actually in the vanilla stages.
Yeah, that's true. That makes perfect sense.
Oh, it's time for the main. This is going to be an amazing portion of the level.
Ooh,
How did MaCobra not take the hand? This is pretty much a forced path here. There's not even much branching.
Yeah.
This is coming down. This is going to come down to execution.
Yeah, and that's... Ooh.
Ooh.
Yeah, those clockwise and rotate. Oh, this is going to be good. This should take him all the way to the end.
Yeah, as I say, he won't have any problems now with the rest of this stage. He won't get boss bass kill because it's a little too far, but especially with this room, it's not so bad to do a boss bass kill yet.
Wait, boss pass kill? We're going to kill boss pass in here too?
Oh, shh, quiet. I've seen it in crowd control, and
Oh gosh, let's not discuss that. Yeah.
It's so fun. But yeah, the crowd control things with the fact that all of a sudden out of the blue, they won't load the boss bass sprite because other sprites will be on the screen, and then you have an invisible boss bass, and if he eats you even after you grab the orb, I think, then it can be game over.
I'll tell you what, this game is far from over because right now we still got to go back to the first screen and find a way to get these locks gotten rid of.
Yeah, this is quite the ugly level 8. This is fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of work here. Ugh, hung up. Ooh, watch your dome piece.
And this is one of those ones, again, if they had happened to find an extra hammer as part of the searching, it could have made a huge difference on this one, but it again would have involved hitting the exact right lock to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Well, we got a super tank level to play through now. Oh, Proa is navigating the giant water level here with all the spinies raining down, but not on his head. Close, but...
Yeah.
And the nice thing here is that Proa does have the firepower, so when he makes his way back to the next fort, he'll be able to just do the fire kill as they high-five each other.
Indeed, and of course, that's what MaCobra is just taking care of. He's going to head back now, and he just didn't want to take the freeway.
Exactly.
Yeah. He's going to spend a little time here, unfortunately, taking the death here. probably been just a few seconds quicker there based on the depth there, but oh, now you want to do it. I wonder why he doesn't want to chance it. But nevertheless, back he goes.
He was watching the Addams Family too much. He didn't want to spend time with Thing.
Oh my goodness gracious.
That's the spirit. Lend a hand, right?
Lend a hand.
And you have to do. It looks like you might actually have to do all 4.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
This is crazy, and this is gonna. This potentially is a slight advantage here for. Oh, Proa jumping into the hand.
That doesn't help him, man. Oh!
The one time you want to see Boss Bass show up. The one time that's a good thing. And he, oh my gosh, look at that timing.
Look at
that's
this.
Great situational awareness.
And now Proa has just taken over.
I don't know if there was any fort counting there going on or what, but Proa taking that, pulling out the P-Wing.
It's just,
yeah.
I mean, at this point, just use the P-Wing. There's nothing else beyond this world.
That's true.
Yeah, man. So,
now the question is whether or not that lock up at the top there was blocking something, or whether or not he's going to have to...
Oh, ooh, it was. So, upper path is free.
And there's a pipe. This could be the pipe.
Yeah, we haven't seen Bowser yet.
At this point, this might have to be.
Yeah.
There it is. And you have to play 1 through 1 stage here, and no option. There's no skipping this stage.
Yep, cannot cloud these tank-like stages, and they're forced.
And MaCobra right on Proa's heels. This is coming down to this last stage. It is going to come down to Bowser's Castle here.
Now, what do we have for hammers? Do we have any hammer suits?
Well, that's a good question.
I don't know if we have any hammers. We don't have anybody with fire flower either. So is this a chance when you actually go for the power-up and hope it's a flower?
You might have to at this point.
This could swing it. If it happens to be one.
If it's that yeah, that's where that lower path might be the big decision.
Because you got 2 chances for one. You've got one, right below the upper path entrance.
Yeah.
And the
one that no one ever remembers to go for. Yep.
Yeah. So I think I would just have to check it because
he does have a hammer suit. They did
get
one.
He does have
okay.
one.
So we'll see. Obviously, again, and maybe if they take an early
it.
hit, yeah, they have to maintain it through this whole stage. I mean, as we've seen, the fireball rooms can potentially swing things. Here we go. We are in the last level here. Proa. With the slight edge here, but again, it can come down to anything. If Proa takes a hit, that actually will probably put the advantage to MaCobra.
Yeah. Bottom, based on this, I would have to take the bottom path. That upper path has just been so treacherous.
Oh my, and it's coming down here to the jump. We have Proa like literally seconds apart here. What's Proa gonna do? Proa is going for the upper path.
All right, here we go.
MaCobra has been traditionally taking the lower path. Let's see what happens here.
The fireball's coming up for Proa.
Here come the fireballs. A triple at the top there to start. A single one, and there goes the fire suit. MaCobra coming down to the bottom now. MaCobra has to dodge all the fireballs, but is successfully able to get through there. Proa has to wait for 5 stomps. Oh, so he's gonna need an extra stomp. He didn't get He didn't get that. And let's see what happens here. Oh, the fire MaCobra dodging that there and able to make it through.
Oh my goodness, the bottom path.
So it's just coming down here. I mean, those stages have slightly different. And there we go. MaCobra takes out Bowser with the hammers. Proa waiting for Bowser to desperately leap his way down to create the kill, but MaCobra is going to take home Game 3, officially winning this match and taking us to a 1-game playoff. This has been incredible with a time of 37:59.
Wow. Wow, man.
And Bowser leaping to his death there, and Proa with a low 38.
Do you realize that MaCobra winning this race is your fault?
I blame myself.
He changed up that last room and just fortunately consumed Proa losing his hammer.
To be fair, MaCobra didn't beat me in this tournament. So I may have... But folks, please definitely stay tuned here because we have coming up next the tiebreak race. So they both now have 1 loss on their record, and they agreed that this would be a single match. So this one match right here is going to determine the whole thing.
Yeah, it doesn't get any better than this. Every possible game that we play is going to be played. Somebody's going to take home this one, that nice cute one, and then the huge one right here is going to go to the winner of the upcoming race here.
Oh, yeah. You can see the great artwork on there. So
yeah.
We will have our champion determined here in just a moment as the two runners take a couple minutes to collect themselves and get ready for the final battle. Okay. So we're going to take a short break, and then we'll be back with the final.